Hello and welcome back. Today we are taking a look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Studio Series Gamer Edition Autobot Ratchet. This is the Studio Series version of Ratchet as he appeared in that PlayStation Xbox game for War for Cybertron. This has been out for quite a while and it's an older release now. I missed it on its original release. Combination of, not being a massive collector of the Gamerverse stuff or money, various other bits and pieces. However, I was in Smith's the other day and they just had this lone figure sitting on the shelf by himself. He wasn't even on a peg or anything, he was just dumped there. No price tag or anything, and when I checked I think he was like 15, maybe 18 quid, something like that. And at that price I couldn't pass him up, especially since Ratchet is definitely one of my favourite Autobot characters. So here we have one of the older style packagings now. It confirms the media tie-in at the top here, Transformers Generations, Transformers down the side. We get a artwork of the character, open window packaging showing us the figure within. I guess this is 09 in the series, Studio Series Gamer Edition Autobot Ratchet, Hasbro. On the bottom is our legal and our barcode. Top, Transformers War for Cybertron. On the side is a artwork of Ratchet as he appeared in the game. Other side is a profile shot and confirmation that it's a Voyager class. On the back is more legal, and then we get a product shot of the Transformer in his robot and alt mode, accessory, and the backdrop. We get brief bios here and here, and there we have it. So without any further ado, let's get this figure opened and take a look at the contents within. So the figure is strapped to one of those cardboard backs and is done as the base display these used to come with. These no longer come with the display bases anymore, but this one was done as sort of, I guess, a infirmary type workshop. Personally, I've never used the display bases. They're a nice idea, but I think they take up too much room for what they are. And I can understand why Hasbro have stopped doing those. We get our legal wording, get rid of that, and get our instructions. Let's get our figure out of the packaging. So snip there, snip there, snip there, snip there. That should be our figure. Get them released. Get our accessories out. So it looks like he comes with a sort of power axe of some kind. And there we, oh, for God's sakes, I absolutely despise those. And there we have Gamerverse Ratchet out of the packaging, and it's a reasonably looking figure. It's been a very long time since I've played the games, so I can't remember his exact appearance, but from what I recall it seems familiar enough. This feels like it's on slightly an older body moulding with being a slightly different plastic to what they're using now. This one feels, the plastic wise, it feels a little more brittle than what's being used at the moment. But, I say brittle, but I don't think it's going to snap or break anytime soon. Does that? Oh, there we go. That's better. So here we have Ratchet. That's a nice looking sort of ratchety face. We get some silver down here for the screen. the Autobot symbol, which appears to have a twist around. I don't know if that's for transformation or if it's just a little play feature, but you can hide the Autobot symbol if you wish. Shoulder pads there. There's some nice molded detail throughout, and there's some nice paint apps on this as well, even on the wheels here, which is a nice touch. Overall, he is a decent looking figure, and I think he, oh, that's it. There we go. That's why one keeps coming undone. I like the duller white on the figure. Articulation wise, his head is on a ball joint and we'll get some movement there. Shoulders are on swivels and ball joints, so you can get some movements of those there to get them out of the way. The arms will go up. You get a hinge here and swivel at the elbow along with bend and swivel at the wrist. Rotation at the waist. Legs go forward, back that far, forward there, out that far. Bend at the knee along with a mushroom joint peg so you can get a swivel. Toe bend. And I don't, oh, it does look like, no. Oh, there is a foot swivel, but they are clipped in, so there you go. So it's, you've got to unclip it to get it moving. But otherwise there is our figure. We also get some accessories for the figure. So he gets a cannon blaster of some kind, which will peg into his wrist there. And he also gets his axe. So he gets a melee weapon. The melee weapon is along with a ranged one. There's some nice red paint apps on the axe and some nice moulding detail, giving it a very Cybertronian look. For him to hold his axe, you've got to separate the two parts. Feed this up through the hand, he says, except this won't go in at all. Okay, let's go back and check the instructions. Instructions definitely show this going up through the hand as I expected. It's just there we go. It's a very, very tight fit. But he can get a grip on the axe there quite nicely. Gets a grip on his weapon, so he can get some posing there. And there we have Ratchet. Overall, I'm liking the look of this. The backpack has a tendency to unplug a bit, but it's not too much of a problem. Getting the axe in and out is a little awkward. This could have done with being a millimeter thinner than it actually is. That was very, very tight. That needs almost to be just a tad thinner than it actually is. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. Get that out the way so we can then move things around and take a look at transformation. So opening up our instructions. So Ratchet can also unplug this arm. I don't know if this is going to work on this one. No, so it can unplug this arm, and then the cannon can also fit on like so. There. I think it wants, there you go. So it comes in at the side like that. And then if you want to store his arm, you can unclip the back, place this supposedly in here. Yeah, there we go. Line that up the peg there, and then bring that back to clip and hide everything, which is a nice touch. I think that's a cool little feature that doesn't plug in as well with once you've got the arm there, but it will do that. Other storage wise, this weapon will plug onto the underside here with this, so it will plug in there, while the axe can, once assembled, plug into the back like so. So you have it like that, or will it fit? No, it won't fit up the other way. That's a shame. It won't. It will only fit that way due to a groove in the clip, which is a shame because I think I personally would have preferred it fitting up like that. But it is what it is. Let's remove this. Let's take our arm back. Bend that down, put that away. Clip the arm back into position, like so. Turn this over and start looking at our instructions. So let's bring our arms down out of the way. First step is to fold and hide that Autobot symbol, which is definitely an interesting little feature. Turn them around, bend the back, fold out the sides, bring Ratchet's body forward like so, bring the head down, so the head goes like that, and that's as far as it will go. Then these bend up like so, by the looks of things. Bend up like that, and then this seemingly folds up like this, like so. Then the arms fold down. Oh no, they unhinge. So the arms have a hinge here, and they unhook at this hinge and fold down like, oh, careful not to catch on the, there we go, that's better, there we go, like that. Then bring this around with these arms up, they fold down. There we go. They fold down like so, come out here, and then there is a pegs here and here, which will supposedly plug in. So you need to bend this inwards a bit to get them like that. But it is entirely possible, like so. Then these arms rotate up, so they are like that, and then come down here and plug it in there and there, so like that, and get this piece out of the way like that and that, so they're like that. Then this piece will come over. Where are these supposed to go? Are they supposed to go like that? This bit I'm having a problem with. So they are going in there and there. What I can't quite tell is where these shoulder pads go and how. I think the shoulder pads are supposed to be in, and they come around down maybe. Well, I think, yeah, I think that is how they are supposed to go. Into like that. So I think it's supposed to be like that. Then this should come up. Does this need time? Okay, clearly missing something here. I'm going to pause this. I'm just going to figure out this step for a second. That's where I was going. I didn't have this body folded right. So these shoulder pads go down like this. This folds up, clips round. These come in on those hinges, plug in on the left and the right, or the right and the left, depending how you look at it. This then comes down, and there is a peg here and here, and they connect like so, or should do. He says, and there is pegs there and there and there, so they plug in like that. There we go, that's better. Then we go down to the feet. waist rotates, legs fold inwards, and these panels should lift up. These panels should lift up, or is it? No, that's those panels. So it goes back down. This should be like that. And that's better. There we go. So these panels lift up. This all folds out. And these lift up. And come on. Let's lift up like that. Then our feet should fold in. So foot folds up like so. Both of those. And then does this close? Right. And then the leg unhinges here, rotates around. Same on the opposite side. They come around like this, with all of these coming in and clipping together. So just need to remove and finagle these up a bit, bring them in so that these can clasp together like so. And they can go down like that. Back panels need to align. It's just getting everything lined now. Oh. There we go. That's it. That's better. There we go. Those clip together. Let's get rid of those for a second. This comes in like that and like that, so they're all pushed together like that, like that, like that, like that, and then these lift up, come down and clip in like so, and like so. What you might find is clipping these together first needs to happen. Yeah, there we go. So they need to clip together first, then they come down, clip in, and everything just kind of pushes up together. And there we have, Ratchet in his alt mode. So let's launch that. Okay, so bring this back around for a look. We can see that weapons will fit here and here. And again, I think these will only fit on the one way. Oh no, you can get them fitting either way. And the gun then fits on the back using these tabs here. So you got storage for the weapons. He rolls nicely once he's transformed, and the alt mode is okay. It's nothing special. It just kind of looks like a generic Cybertronian car. This side isn't quite clipping in properly. I don't know if I've not aligned something quite right or not. There we go. There we go, that's better. I feel Ratchet should always look more like an emergency vehicle of some kind rather than just a generic looking car, which this kind of does. It's nothing particularly special about it. It kind of looks like a futuristic-y car. I'm not sure if it necessarily looks overly Cybertronian in its appearance. Trying to get this all just aligned properly is a little bit awkward. I feel like I'm there. There we go. That'll do. So it's nice enough. It's just nothing special. It doesn't necessarily scream Ratchet to me. I guess the white and the red kind of help make you sort of aware that it's Ratchet, but other than that, there's nothing which makes me go, oh, this is an emergency rescue vehicle of some kind. Transforming it back should be a nice simple process of unclipping the bottom parts, unclipping the tabs up here. All these tabs are so well together, it's just trying to get them. Oh. Come on. There we go. Lift that up and back. That goes like that. They can separate out. They come back. They unseparate. They unseparate. These legs move down. All this folds back up into here. And then it comes down into here with this clipping in, supposedly. There we go. Get that lined up. Come on. Oh, you go back in. There we go. Right. So that's them. There. I was missing one of the hinges there. There we go. So that clips back in there. That fell off its peg there. That folds up. That folds in. Lift that up. That folds down like that. That folds in like so. Come on. Something like that. Then this leg comes down, clips into there and there and there and there. That's our feet done. Twist the body around, unclip these parts here and here. There we go. That folds back, that folds down, these fold out and out and out. That folds back in, that folds back in, that folds down, that lifts up, our arms fold out, and out. Yep. Then this swings down, plugs in there and there. Our shoulder pad can come over like that. There we go. That goes back over like that. Come on, stay. There we go. No, that's why I haven't quite got the chest back in the right position yet. There we go. That's better. That's better. And then that head comes up. Flip out our Autobot symbol, supposedly. There we go. Come on. There. And there we have Ratchet back in his robot mode. The robot mode, in my opinion, definitely looks a lot better than the alt mode. This definitely looks like Ratchet, in my opinion. He looks like a medical droid or robot or whatever you want to call it. The head definitely looks like Ratchet. So in this case, the robot mode is definitely better than the alt mode. It's not a bad figure by any means at all. All round, it's reasonable. Joints are tight enough. It's a little fiddly here and there getting the clips to peg in together, but it's nothing untoward at all. But yeah, there we have Ratchet. I like him. I'm glad to add him to the collection, and he will be going on display quite nicely. Overall, he is a decent figure, and if you get a chance to pick him up, even being an older one, I would say that he is worth it. There we have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, stay safe. And remember, freedom is the right of all sentient beings.